You want to talk to your auntie?
You come here, Shell. You want to pull your street record. Sleeping with married men. It's all about the vlogs. Sleeping with Yahoo people. Do you want me to take pull your own record?
I'm raising so many children, my niece and everybody. You understand? You don't say that to people.
Please.
Honestly, Mariam is truly an evil person.
Guys, I don't know about you, but my brain has been shaking since I watched this particular episode 8 of the Real Housewives of Lagos this morning. Guys, my brain is shaking. My mind is all over the place. Guys, I don't even know where to begin from. But I think Mariam really does deserve some accolades for this episode. Now, I know, we've established that Mariam is not the most likable person this season. She's not the most delightful person to watch. We've actually said a lot about how dramatic and, shameless she could portray herself to be sometimes. But ladies and gentlemen, Mariam gave me a lot to work with on this episode, and I am grateful to Mariam, especially with the way she handled Chioma's drama. Guys, that was epic. That was epic. It was giving what it should give. Guys, I felt like it was high time that someone dished out to Chioma the energy that she had been dishing out from episode 1. And guys, what exactly was Chioma expecting? Oh,
I'm fragile like a flower, fragile like a bomb. You can watch me blossom or watch me burn.
So sis, you want us to watch you blossom and watch you burn towards other people, but you don't want to receive the heat as well? What were you expecting? Guys, oh my God. See, I don't want to come off as insensitive, but watching Chioma cry, first of all, literally running off to go report Mariam to Iyabo, and then crying, talking about
Don't do that. I can't see that. I want to be a mother like you.
Oh, why would she say that? I have a child. I'm like, Chioma, why are you crying? Why are you crying? Why are you crying? See here, guys, there's a lot to unpack about this episode. There's a lot. Tanya was there doing her own very annoying, and then Faith's birthday, the attitude. See ya, you know what? Let's get into this video. We're going to unpack this entire episode scene by scene, all right? We're going to review it. We'll analyze every single situation as presented to us on this episode. And guys, please make sure you watch to the end of this video. And apologies to you all in advance. I know sometimes I tell you, oh, I'm going to try to keep it short to 25 minutes. And last time I said 30 minutes, and it ended up getting to about 45 to 48 minutes. Guys, this time around, I'm not making any promises because I don't know for how long I'm going to be doing this for. So please bear with me. Make sure you watch to the end. Do not skip out on any part, all right? And as usual, I look forward to hearing all of your thoughts in the comment section below. And my sincerest apologies for us not having a live stream today. Yes, today is Saturday. As usual, we're supposed to have a Saturday YouTube live stream, but I put out a post on my community tab early this morning. I'm telling you all that I was going to explain my absence. So guys, here's the thing. This week has been really hectic for me. I've been doing a lot of events, yes, very, very important events, by the ways, and it's just been really hectic. I almost could not get off my bed this morning because I got home really late yesterday, and in fact yesterday I was not even home. The whole day I was out and about. I got home really late, and this morning I almost could not get off bed to even watch the show, not to even talk of filming. So me filming right now, glory to God, it is by the grace of God I am doing this, but that is still not enough excuse to have not put out this video yesterday, because a lot of you sent me messages. A lot of you were expectant. So guys, my sincerest apologies. I am trying my best to be present. I'm trying my best to show up, and sometimes it's not really easy, but guys, thank you all for your understanding. And there's some sort of conversation going on in the comment section of the post I put out on my community tab this morning. I saw some comments and I'm like, So I'm not going to waste your time with that, guys. And officially, you are all welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Gloria Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah, and I am the girl with the tea. For those of you that are newly subscribed, you especially welcome to joining this family. Thank you all so much for becoming a part of this community. For those of you that are not yet subscribed, please do not hesitate to do exactly what you see on your screen. Please go ahead and subscribe. Also, make sure you turn on your post notification bell, all right? Or if you don't want to do that, just make sure you check my channel for updates, all right? On here, we give the most detailed, factual, and accurate analysis of reality TV shows, movies, and trending social topics. So if you enjoy that type of content, this is the space for you to be, all right? And all of that said, let's quickly proceed with the details of this conversation. So beginning with the opening scene. The opening scene was, for lack of a better word, it was quite interesting. Yeah, it was interesting because listening to Mariam describe Iyabo as her girl, you know, when she was explaining to the spa attendant that she was waiting for her girl, you know, she wanted to treat Iyabo to some spa treatment, you know, after her trip abroad. Guys, it was quite hilarious because the first thing that came to my mind was, when did Iyabo and Mariam become friends? Yeah, because if you all recall, there's a particular scene in episode 2, the scene where Iyabo had visited Chioma's house to teach her how to make amala, and they had gone into some sort of gossip session, you know, judging and rating the ladies in the group, and Iyabo had concluded that Mariam was two-faced, that Mariam was fake, and Chioma had also bought the same perception from Iyabo and was defending Iyabo's claims and was supporting Iyabo. Guys, I automatically recalled that scene, and I also recalled that for a number of occasions, the only time we've actually seen Iyabo and Chioma being on the same page with Mariam has only been when Mariam was antagonizing Faith. Yes, so it's not like they like Mariam because they like her, because they want to be friends with her. No, we know for a fact on the show that they have only been cool with Mariam because Mariam in a way is fighting and antagonizing Faith because they don't like Faith. Yeah, so when Mariam was getting all giddy and excited, you know, over hosting Iyabo at the spa, guys, I found it quite ridiculous, yes. Quite ridiculous, but I was also looking forward to the type of conversation that they would have. And Iyabo did not disappoint because she came, and after all the hugs, all the fake hugs, yes, I call it fake hugs, and all the fake pleasantries that they shared, she went ahead to defend her friendship, you know, the friendship that she and Chioma has towards Laura, right? Because that was actually the bone of contention at the last scene of the previous episode, where Mariam felt like they were being fake towards Laura. So just as expected, Iyabo was defending it, that, oh no, you cannot say that it's fake. And Mariam was trying to make a case for herself, like, no, I did not say people were being fake. I was saying that the situation was fake. And guys, to be frank with you, Mariam was not lying. But then the question is, who is Mariam to decide who is being fake and who is not being fake? Because she is not particularly transparent. She is not particularly honest about her reviews about the people, the women in that group. Yes, she picks the sides that favors her from time to time. Yeah, so I just felt like that their conversation was sort of like a waste, but I cannot judge 100% because we know that with this show, there's a lot of edits, there's a lot of cuts here and there. So I cannot say for sure everything that was discussed, right? I'm just speaking based off of, you know, previous scenes that we've seen in previous episodes, and of course, some of the things that was shared in that conversation. And then, still in that scene, listening to Iyabo's confessional, where she was talking about how Mariam was going to have a problem with her if she had issues with Chioma after having issues with Faith and one other person she mentioned. Guys, that was such a turn off for me because it made me ask again, just as I have been asking on previous episodes, like, who is Iyabo again that these women should fear? What exactly is it that Iyabo thinks or believes that she's giving to these women that should make them fear her that much? Like, you know, she has the power, you know, to dictate who the women in the group should have issues with and who they should not have issues with. Guys, it just did not make sense. Anyways, the next scene was quite emotional. It was a conversation between Toyin and her friend. Toyin had opened up about her fears for her neck surgery. She had also opened up about how she had lost her mom at the age of 46. That's the mom had passed at the age of 46 from thyroid cancer. And guys, that was really heartbreaking because she also revealed that she was only 41. So you can tell where her fear and anxiety was coming from, guys. And you see, her sharing that part of her life was really touching. And it sort of reminded me of the people that troll me, you know, that insult me, that curse me out for my age. I mean, guys, I'm in my 30s and these people call me old woman. And I'm like, it's like these people don't really understand that it's actually a blessing to be even up to the age of 30. It's a blessing to even see the age of 40. And it makes me wonder if these people just want to die at the age of 20 or maybe just stop living in their 20s because it doesn't really make sense. So listening to Toyin share that part of her life, you know, she's 41 now and her mom had passed at the age of 46. You could see the fear in her face, in her eyes, as she was telling that side of her life to her friend. And it was really touching. And I'm like, God should just heal her and just keep her. Just take away all of this pain, all of this struggle from her, because it's a lot, guys. If you've never struggled with your health before, trust me, you'll never know how it feels. Now, moving on to the next scene where the drama really started. Yes, we're skipping the previous scene. That was Faith's scene with her siblings. Not a lot really happened there, all right? So we're just quickly fast forwarding to the next scene after the other scene. Yes. So Tanya had organized a book reading of her book with her daughter for the other women that have girl children. Yes. So Laura had shown up with her daughter, Mariam too with her daughter, and then Chioma had showed up with a child she addressed as her goddaughter. I don't know what to say, but how did I feel when I was watching that episode? In fact, that particular scene on this episode, I was questioning that in my head. I was wondering, like, okay, very interesting, but I reserve my comment on that. I'm not going to say anything towards that. I don't know if she adopted the girl. I don't know if the girl is the child of a staff, or I don't know, but it was kind of, you know, weird. Anyways, fast forward to the whole event. I really liked how expressive Tanya's daughter was. I just loved how sharp and smart and talkative the girl was. You know, she was just giving a lot of energy, and I loved it. And she was just very smart. And I was looking at the daughter and I was looking at Tanya. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of difference. They are probably similar, probably, but the daughter is so vocal and very outspoken. But Tanya, on the other hand, seems to be more vocal during her confessionals, but not ever, you know, outspoken or vocal, you know, in the faces of the other women. So I'm like, okay, maybe the daughter takes after the father anyways. But aside that, it was a fun gathering. Everybody was having fun, you know. Tanya reading the books, her daughter too assisting, actively assisting, and I just loved what I was seeing. But anyways, afterwards, the nannies took the girls downstairs, and it was time for the women to have their own time out. Now, I did not particularly like the way Tanya broached the next line of conversations with Mariam.
No, I want to bring out something.
But it's receipts?
Yes.
It's so watery. Oh wow. Like, okay.
No, it's actually nothing bad. I just wanted to clear the air because I don't like confusion.
Apparently, there had been an alcohol situation where Mariam had actually bought more alcohol for herself and Chioma, who had stayed behind at Tanya's event. Apparently, the rest of the women had left, so Mariam had stayed behind with Chioma, and she had paid for drinks. Now, from the way Mariam had explained everything, Chioma had gone ahead to tell Tanya that Mariam bought more drinks. So probably Tanya was thinking that she actually double paid and Mariam had actually paid. But the good thing is, Mariam had actually come with her own receipt. According to her, she was taking account of her spendings and she had requested for the place that's where they had Tanya's event. She had requested for whoever had served them to send her the receipt, and so she had gotten the receipt. Tanya had also come with her own receipts. Now, the way Tanya started off the conversation, it felt like she came ready for a fight. It felt like Chioma had actually told her a lot of things about Mariam, and she was spoiling for a fight. She came all defensive, and Mariam was sort of confused, like, okay, what's happening here? Where is this coming from? And guys, even me at first, I did not really understand what was going on, because I'm like, I don't get it. If someone came to your event and they bought more drinks, probably to support the event or maybe to just add more drinks to the table, what exactly is wrong with that? So it was after Mariam had showed her receipt, Tanya had showed her receipt, and they realized that they actually paid for different drinks. Tanya was now like, I'm not an ungrateful person. If you came to my event and you supported me, I would love to thank you for it. And I'm like, nah, there's actually a lot more to this. Chioma has definitely said things to Tanya. In fact, they've probably had, a very, very robust conversation about this whole deal. Because guys, Mariam was explaining to Chioma that, Chioma, you were there. You were there. I bought more drinks. You were there. You saw what happened. And guys, Chioma was quiet.
So Chioma being here now, looking at my phone, trying to go through my phone, and you are not saying that we add 2 bottles of champagne again. It does not make sense, because obviously you know about this conversation.
Chioma was quiet. And she was looking at Tanya, and then she was looking at Mariam, and they're doing her confessionals. Jesus. Guys, Chioma said, I don't even understand what all these drinks things. Oh my God. It was later that Mariam explained that it now made more sense. That, oh my God. So Mariam and Chioma had actually stayed back to continue with the fun, with the rave, after the other women had left. And Chioma had made it look like she wasn't even aware of what was going on.
So I don't understand Chioma keeping mute now, knowing fully well that we ordered 2 bottles of champagne and as for her. Like,
I'm like, this is the same Chioma that is aligning her thoughts with Iyabo, who had called Mariam two-faced. It was Mariam's shocked expression for me. It was her shock and disappointment in Chioma for me. Because guys, I was wondering, like, Mariam, what exactly were you expecting? That Chioma was going to make a case for you? That Chioma was going to defend you over Tanya? What were you expecting? The same Chioma that did the same type of thing to Caroline, her said friend from last season. Like, were you thinking, were you expecting that this same Chioma was going to come through for you? You that is not even close to being her friend. You're still on the level of probably client or probably acquaintance. You're not even a friend. Mariam, what were you expecting? Oh, oh my God, guys. Guys, that scene was quite annoying. Yes, I just felt like Tanya did not handle that situation well. I felt like Tanya came off all defensive and spoiling for a fight. Yes, and if Mariam did not have that receipt, guys, only God knows which direction that whole situation would have taken. Yes, so I was really disappointed in Tanya. I was also disappointed in Chioma, but frankly speaking, from the bottom of my heart, I'm gonna say I wasn't really surprised, because Chioma over and over again has thrown her friends under the bus. She has. And I'm just kind of patiently waiting to see when Iyabo's own will happen. Yeah. So I was disappointed, but I wasn't really surprised that she would pull off such a stunt. Yes, claiming selective amnesia, like, oh my God, I don't even know what's happening. Whereas you're actually there. you drank from the same bottle, you drank the same alcohol. And I loved the energy that Mariam was giving in her confessional.
It's nothing for me to drink, please, okay? Anytime, any day.
Bitch. Like, what exactly is the drink? I take it all the time, you know? And guys, Tanya messed up, big time. Chioma, queen of fuck up all the time. Anyways, Mariam switched up the conversation to Laura. And guys, this goes to also show that the organizers of the show, the way they edit and cut and cut and cut sometimes, it's exasperating, because the way Mariam switched from that conversation to talking about how Laura was overly dramatic last season and then they had to ignore her for her to calm down. Guys, I was quite confused, because I was wondering, like, okay, how did Mariam's own come into the whole equation? Yes, because Mariam also mentioned something about, oh, I've told you, Tanya, sometimes you have to ignore. I'm like, who are they ignoring now? Who are they ignoring? I thought 1 minute they were talking about bills that was paid, and now the next minute they're talking about Laura. And then Chioma had brought up the statement Mariam had made, I think, in the last meeting that happened in the last episode, you know, where Mariam had actually referred to her situation with Laura and Iyabo as fake. And Chioma was just going on and on and on about that, you know, that it's quite ironical that someone like Mariam would refer to them as fake. Now, Mariam was trying to explain the same way she had tried to explain to Iyabo that, no, I'm not calling you and Iyabo fake. I'm actually calling the situation fake. And Chioma maintained that no, that she felt like Mariam was being two-faced. It's Mariam's audacity. Chioma was really offended, guys. Like, you could see her vein, the way she was talking and expressing herself. And Mariam was still, you know, pressing on with her points. And that was where Chioma had picked up a phone to put a call through to Iyabo. Now, Mariam had said something. I think she had said that, oh, Iyabo had told her that she and Chioma had plans to treat her F-up at Iyabo's event. Now, just as expected, Chioma was denying it. And of course, that was when she had actually put a call through to Iyabo. But when Mariam had mentioned that, I started putting two and two together, and a part of my brain was telling me that that conversation between Iyabo and Mariam probably happened in the first scene of this episode when they had had a spa date and they had said a lot of things and they had kissed and made up. Like, they had actually hugged. In fact, they almost kissed Seth. So it looked like, oh my God, they had kind of sealed their friendship. Like, they are now best of friends. But from the way Chioma was reacting, it seemed like Iyabo had not disclosed that sort of, I don't know, reconciliation spa date with Mariam, you know, to Chioma. So Chioma was probably in the dark. Guys, do you see what's happening here? Yeah, so Chioma was probably in the dark about what was happening. So when she had called Iyabo, guys, what do you expect? Do you think Iyabo was going to, you know, throw Chioma under the bus for Mariam? Because Mariam was confidently saying, ask Iyabo. Iyabo will tell you that she told me. But Iyabo had actually thrown Mariam under the bus and was taking all the fall, all the blame, saying that no, it was me. I said that I was the one that was coming for you. Chioma was so excited that, oh my God, that Iyabo took her side, that Iyabo stood by her. Guys, it was that excitement that Chioma carried on until she started goading Mariam and provoking Mariam and jeering at Mariam and ridiculing Mariam over the fact that, oh, Iyabo did not take her side. Oh, you thought she was going to support you. You thought she was going to support you. She did not take your side. She did not take your side. You were famsing. Like, guys, the moment Chioma even used the word famsing, oh my God. I lost hope of redemption for Chioma. Because, guys, I'd actually been hoping that Chioma was actually redeemable from this new, you know, subtle ratchet behavior that she's been displaying this season. But then the moment she started doing that, oh, you want to fam something, started speaking some Yoruba terms, I'm like, who is this? I said, nah, this is not Chioma. Somebody bring back Chioma. Bring back Chioma with the good hair, not just with the good hair, the Chioma with the brains, the Chioma that had a mind of her own. Just bring back that Chioma, not this one. Because, guys, it felt like Chioma had actually won a trophy. She was so happy And she was almost, in fact, she was actually jubilating. That Iyabo had actually taken a side over defending her statement to Mariam. And guys, it was so pathetic to see. Once again, I was disappointed. I'm like, Chioma, what's your deal? What is it that Iyabo is feeding you? What is it that Iyabo is giving to you that is making you lose yourself? She was so happy. And guys, it was that golden part that really got to me. And it got to Mariam, of course. I mean, I wasn't in the show, but it was that golden part that really got to Mariam. And so Chioma went on and on, goading Mariam, you know, jeering at her. That was where she was literally caging Mariam into one of the bookshelves and saying, oh, she did not support you, she did not support you. And she was literally in Mariam's face. And Mariam was telling her, give me space. No, step back. And that nonsense that Tanya did, you know, come and block Mariam. I was laughing, I was having fun. And it was very obvious that she was actually making fun of Mariam, guys. That was so childish. And even what Chioma was doing, that was very, very childish. Very, very unreasonably childish. It was very, very disgusting to see, yes. Because I'm like, Chioma, what's all this one? What's all this one? 1 minute you're showing and giving off the air of I'm bougie, I'm classy, and then the next minute you're giving off ratchet behavior. Because as a matter of fact, at that point in time, it was Chioma that was actually behaving ratchet. Because for me, that was completely unnecessary. Completely unnecessary. And Tanya doing all what she was doing, that was completely unnecessary. And the most annoying part was like, these ladies just literally forgot that they had kids downstairs. And guess what? The kids were almost coming up the stairs. So Laura was trying to give decorum, and Laura was also quite ashamed of what they were doing. Everything they were doing was just so distasteful. Guys, and that was where Mariam had made the statement that she had made, that, oh, everybody is shouting. You, even you that don't have children, you're also shouting. And Chioma picked offense. And Laura was like, no, don't go there. And Tanya was like, don't worry, we're going to address it. We're going to address it. I'm like, what are they addressing? What exactly did Mariam say that was wrong or spiteful? Because guys, at that point in time, it felt like Chioma did not understand English, or she probably understands English, but she decided to, you know, completely overlook the context of Mariam's statement and to hold grudges onto that, because it did not make sense to me why she was really offended. Because girl, you were goading this woman, disregarding the fact that she had a child downstairs. You also came with your goddaughter, so you disregarded all of that and you lost yourself and you were misbehaving, you were misperforming. And then she said what she said, that you don't have children, that's why you're making noise the way you're making noise. And guys, frankly speaking, I perfectly understood where Mariam was coming from. Because if you think about it, with the way Chioma always likes presenting herself, with the way she always likes, you know, presenting herself to be classy and bougie, you know, in front of friends and family, she always wants to be well put together. Guys, you can tell that if Chioma had a biological child right there, the way she was behaving ratchet, the way she was behaving childish and unreasonable, trust me, she would not be doing any of that. So for me, I felt like that was where Mariam was coming from. Mariam probably has a way of putting herself together in front of her daughter because, of course, as a parent, she's trying to create a good example, right? This is not me making any excuses for Mariam now, but I'm just trying to explain where she was coming from with that statement, right? So she has a way of putting herself together. And she knows fully well that if Chioma were to be in her shoes, Chioma would do the same. But Chioma completely lost herself in that moment and was making noise and was doing all whatnot. And Mariam too was getting really triggered and provoked. And Chioma went on and on with that. So she made that statement. She said what she said. And guys, the truth is, what Mariam said is a fact. It's not shade if it's a fact. And the way Chioma was later explaining it to Mariam, she said that, to Iyabo, she said that Mariam was actually bragging and holding her daughter and making that. No, it's not brags if it's a fact. It's a fact. If Chioma had her own daughter in that gathering, She would put herself together. She would not display all that righteousness that she actually displayed at that point in time. This is the part that almost threw me off my sofa. When she called Mariam evil in a confessional.
Mariam is truly an evil person. You don't talk like this, whatever the case is. It's a very simple argument. You're fake, It's just not that deep.
She said, honestly, Mariam is so evil. Like, that Mariam's comment, it really pained her. It really crawled under her skin. It really entered her brain. And I'm like, pray tell, how is Mariam evil? I mean, guys, I was literally having that argument with a friend of mine. I'm like, please tell me, how was Mariam insensitive? Because, guys, let's even think about it. Let's take it one after the other. Number one, what is goading? Goading was exactly what Chioma was doing to Mariam. You are getting into this woman's face and you are jeering her. You're calling her names. You're saying she was famsing Iyabo, blah, blah, blah. Oh, she did not support you. She did not support you. Very, very childish. That was goading. That was goading. You're deliberately provoking somebody, you know, going on and on and on and on, using something that you do not like against them, knowing fully well that they are triggered, but you do not stop. You're continuing. That was exactly what Chioma was doing, goading. Because during a confessional, Chioma was saying that, it's just a common argument. I call you fake, you call me fake back. I said, no, Chioma, that wasn't just a mere argument. No, it wasn't an ordinary argument. You two do not know what Mariam is struggling with. So what makes you think it's cool for you to throw stones and then decide that the other person should not throw you rocks, or they should not throw you a missile or a rocket, they should throw you sand? No, you do not decide the weapon that your opponent brings to a fight. If you think you are mad and somebody comes behaving like a lunatic, you should be able to receive that same energy that you've been given. Period. And then Chioma getting all emotional and taking really personal Mariam's statement. Guys, once again, I asked myself, is it that Chioma does not understand English or semantics, or what exactly is it? Or she just wanted to pick offense? Because, guys, when Chioma started getting upset over Mariam's statement, the first question I asked myself is, number one, is Chioma married? Is she married? Because if you think about it this way, guys, if Chioma was actually married and she has been struggling and looking for the fruit of the womb, then I would definitely say that, oh my God, Mariam was very, very insensitive. You know that this person is actually looking for a baby. Why are you so insensitive? But then Chioma has never really said on the show that she was looking forward to having babies out of wedlock. She's never really said it that way. At least for Mariam, we know that Mariam has a daughter and she's looking at going via the route of surrogacy to have another baby. So we know it's out there. We know the business of some of these women. But for Chioma, we've never really heard her, you know, say that she wants to have a baby out of wedlock. So why was she taking it so personal? Why was she so offended? Guys, I don't get it. Why was she so offended? And guys, thinking about it from another angle, this is the same Chioma that called Tony's pregnancy fake. And now they're referring to her as one of those people that don't really have kids, and so she wouldn't understand what it takes to comport yourself in front of people's kids. Why is she so pained? At least she wasn't really pained when she made that very, very insensitive remark about Toyin's situation of losing her pregnancy. So why was Chioma so pained? So Chioma can actually dish out toxicity and then cry foul when it's actually dished back to her. Chioma can actually give, but she cannot take. Chioma should really hide her face in shame after watching this episode, because she just really conducted herself as a very, very terrible hypocrite. Another thing I found quite weird was, in the heat of the moment, Chioma was still on the phone with Iyabo. And she was all excited, as I said. You know, she was celebrating, more like jubilating, you know, over the fact that Iyabo had taken her side over Mariam's side. And Mariam had made that statement. And everybody was taking Chioma's side, you know, in a way trying to protect Chioma. But then, when Mariam was going down the stairs, Chioma had called Mariam a prostitute.
That because I didn't have a child. Hey, cutie, you want to go to your auntie?
She had called Mariam a prostitute. Guess what? Mariam decided to finish Chioma during her confessional.
Come here, Shawo. You want to be able to pull your street record. sleeping with married men. It's all about the vlogs. Sleeping with Yahoo people. Do you want me to take pull your own record?
Guys, the things Mariam said. Woo! Woo, child. It's a lot. It's a lot. She had said that Chioma sleeps with Yahoo boys, that's 419 boys, scammers, pays an actor or actress to be a boyfriend, sleeps with people's husbands. Guys, it got messy. It got messy. And I'm like, this is the Chioma that's looking for sympathy from people, you know, trying to make a big deal out of Mariam's statement. But then you're comfortable to calling someone's wife and mother a prostitute. What do you expect them to call you to? What do you expect? Oh, they should come and call you Sister Mary, Holy Mary. Like, how? So guys, you see that whole scene, yeah, it was Chioma's hypocrisy for me. Yeah, you bite someone, you don't want them to bite you. But if they bite you back, you cry foul, you shout, you scream, and you look for the whole world to give you sympathy. In fact, the next scene was more hypocritical for me. I mean, frankly speaking, that's the way I saw it. Because after all that drama that happened, Chioma went to go report Mariam to Iyabo, her mother, big sister, friend, one of her best friends.
How did we go from you're fake, to people that don't have children? And you're saying this in front of your own child, but she was holding her child. So you're basically showing off that, yes, this is my child, and you don't have a child, so you don't know to you.
So she went to go report Mariam. And guys, you see, yeah, one thing I always say on my channel is people should understand the context of conversations, you know, before being too hasty into judging the matter, because Chioma literally omitted the context of what Mariam meant, you know, the context of that situation. She kind of omitted it and, you know, painted herself to be the victim and Mariam the villain. And quite naturally and just as expected, Iyabo automatically took her side. I was consoling her. She was crying. She called me. She said, I don't have my own children. She doesn't know I take care of people's children. She doesn't know if I adopted a girl. You know all the different angles of I am not a mother, but I take care of people's kids. And I'm like, Chioma, you're still missing the point. Chioma, are you married? Are you married? Except you want to tell us that you want to have a child out of wedlock, then it makes sense. But guys, the whole tears, the whole dramatics and theatrics, everything, it just did not make sense to me, because I'm looking at Chioma crying to Iyabo. I'm like, Chioma, you're not married. If it was a case of you're married and you and your husband, you have been looking for a baby for the longest time, it would make more sense to me. But at this point, it does not really make sense. Except your path to life is you want to have a baby out of wedlock, then it will actually make sense why you're making a big... Guys, help me out here. Maybe I'm the one missing the point, but I would love to hear from all of you. How did you all interpret this whole scenario? Because it just did not really make sense to me. And Iyabo now going on to say that it's a spiritual thing. Oh, if Mariam was there, she would have slapped Mariam. Why would Mariam hurt Chioma that way? And I'm like, oh, so Chioma should be immune and protected at all costs. But every other person should be a scapegoat in you people's ridiculous circle. Yeah, so Mariam, you, Chioma, people can, you know, freely attack anybody else you want to attack. But Chioma should not be attacked. Chioma must be protected. Like, Iyabo, are you for real? Are you really for real? Like, you know, I was literally cracking up when Iyabo went spiritual. Like, oh, doesn't Mariam know that it is not good to say things like that? That she even started praying for Chioma, that Chioma will be fruitful, that Chioma will have children. Oh, God. Guys, what she was talking about, oh, some people don't just know that it's not good to say mean things to people, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, wow. So, Iyabo, you actually do have a conscience. You do have a conscience. When you've been saying mean and nasty things to Faith and about Faith, don't you think that that was actually getting to her? Oh, because she did not come crying like Chioma, so you think she does not have flesh and blood, or she does not have blood flowing through her veins? Like, what? And then she started praying for Chioma. Oh, don't worry, you're going to have your own kids. Guys, please. All of that was just the height of hypocrisy for me. And talking about people that say mean things to people and about people, that was the same Iyabo that opened her mouth and said that, oh, now she's very convinced that Mariam has a spiritual problem. That how can Mariam be using what she's going through to hurt other people? In other words, oh, Mariam looking for a baby and is planning on going through surrogacy. And I'm like, Iyabo, you too, you have a spiritual problem.
Now I think I've come to the conclusion that Mariam has a spiritual problem. There's something definitely wrong with her spiritually, because this cannot be physical.
Because if you all recall episode 2 or 3, Iyabo had gone for Maria's brunch party at Mariam's house, and Mariam had introduced Iyabo to her cousin, I think Zainab, I can't remember her cousin's name at this point. And they had discussed the whole surrogacy thingy and Mariam's decision to wanting to go into it with her husband. So that was now Iyabo in trying to console Chioma, using information that Mariam had actually shared with her to insult Mariam and to also console Chioma. And then she even went on to talk about, Mariam must apologize to Chioma. Hey, God. See, you people that have friends like that, you are trying, more grace to your elbow. Because frankly speaking, I can't have people like that in my corner. Nah, they're very dangerous. People like that can switch up on you, use information you share with them to, console people just to hurt you back. Doesn't really make sense. I cannot relate. I cannot have people like that in my corner. No way. Anyways, next scene was between Laura and Faith. So Laura had, invited Faith to go with her for ring shopping. That's her wedding ring. And guys, I'm going to be frank with you. I still don't really understand this business of Laura having another wedding. I don't know if she had a wedding before. I'm not really sure, but hopefully they show it to us this season because I'm kind of confused. Anyways, everything was all fun and vibes until Laura brought conversations about the drama that had happened at Tanya's book reading. And Faith already knew that the drama was about Mariam. But then I did not like the fact that she already sort of concluded that it was Mariam that was the problem. Yes. Now, I understand and I really do get where she's coming from. She's had different occasions, to have reason to believe that Mariam would be the problem. But then I really wished that she had actually waited to hear what really happened before she made that sudden conclusion. Now, the whole reference to Mariam being a raccoon was quite funny. Yes, I laughed, I'm not gonna lie, but I was kind of disappointed because I kind of expected her to wait first to hear what happened before jumping into conclusion that Mariam was the problem. Because guys, if we're being frank about it, Mariam was not entirely the problem. Mariam had a fault. Chioma also had a fault. Yes. So Mariam was not entirely the villain. Yes. Tanya was a villain. Mariam was a villain, just as Chioma was equally a villain in that situation. Yes. But then Faith also mentioned that she was planning her birthday, which was going to happen very soon, and she had invited people but had not invited Mariam or Dr. Romel. Now, Laura was making a case for Mariam, because according to her, she could actually relate with what Mariam was dealing with at that point in time, because last season she was the one that was in Mariam's shoes, but this season it seems like everybody has issues with Mariam and she would want the women to pipe down. And frankly speaking, when Laura explained it the way she did, both in front of Faith and during her confessional, I kind of did not agree with Laura. Because the way Laura said it, she made it look like she didn't do anything last season. She was the peacemaker and for no reason, unprovoked, everybody just had issues with her. And I'm like, no girl, you were doing a lot last season. You were overly dramatic. So we're actually happy that this season you came back more elevated, more mature, more refined, but that does not mean that last season you were quite innocent. No, Laura, you were not innocent. You were over the top last season. You were overly dramatic, so don't even go there. And the way she also talked about people having issues with Mariam, I'm like, no, Mariam is actually instigating a lot. Mariam is actually doing a lot, stepping on toes, offending people, the whole thing with Chioma. She has her own fault, but Chioma had a lot of faults as well. So when people are wrong, point out where they are wrong and stop trying to cover up everything by saying, people have issues with her. No, she has issues with people. So she should pipe down. Yes, just as you, Laura, has piped down now, Mariam should also pipe down. I mean, guys, what do you think about that? Now, I particularly loved the next scene. This was between Toyin and Mariam. They had gone to a games center to have fun. And guys, I'm going to be frank with all of you. I was really having fun with these women. I loved the way they were just being so playful like babies. It was really nice to see them have fun, you know, just to let us team. But then there was also the conversation about what exactly was going on with Mariam. That's from Toyin. Toyin was asking, like, what's happening with you, Mariam? You know, why are you always bringing drama everywhere? And Mariam said that she's not just bringing drama, that she's a very vocal person. I'm like, okay, that is where you are wrong, Mariam. A vocal person will be vocal about any and everything, but Mariam, you are selectively vocal, because I am waiting to see Mariam be vocal with Iyabo because you're being vocal with this one, with that one, with this one, with that one, but then you're being careful not to step on Iyabo's toes. So if you are that vocal and you want to prove that you really have a mind of your own, then you will call a spade and stop creating, you know, or stop being selectively vocal. But anyways, she also went ahead to explain what had actually happened at Tanya's book reading. And guys, everything she said was the truth, and I completely relate with how she explained the statement that she had actually said, you know, to Chioma. And even Toyin had asked her that, okay, it wasn't coming from a bad place. She said, no, why would it come from a bad place? And guys, that was how I also saw it. Yes, so Mariam can be loud, Mariam can be all whatnot, excessive and all whatnot, but that statement she made, I still stand by what I said, that it was not meant to be spiteful. It was about the context, and the people around there, they were just trying to be oblivious to that context. But guys, let me know your thoughts about that one. Now, moving on to Faith's birthday party. Woo! Child. Guys. See, let me just say this. If someone invites you for an event, a party or whatever, if you don't want to go, don't go. Just stay in your house. Just stay in your house. I mean, what is the point of getting all dressed up, pay money to glam up, spending your time, your own resources to glam up, to look good, to show up, to look like a proper Lagos socialite? And then you now attend the event, and then you are now you're grumpy, you're looking angry, you know, the anger now takes away the beauty from your face. You now look very bitter, you are exuding toxicity. What's the point? The person that invited you is having so much fun. You are there, you're looking miserable, you are angry, you're looking like one Medusa. The only thing that is remaining is for you to carry that down on your head, or snakes on your head, or spikes. What's the point? What is the point? I mean, didn't these women think about it this way? Like, after dealing with Faith on different levels, don't they know by now that no matter the nonsense stunts they pull off, it would not get to Faith Morey? Because, you know what, let's just take it from the top, right? First, beginning with the outfits of these women, I'm gonna admit, they all looked stunning. I totally loved their outfits. Oh my God, once again, Toyin showed up as the queen or king of fashion. You know, according to her, Faith said they should be extra. So yes, she came through looking really extra. She understood the assignment. I loved the way she pulled through with her son. The way Faith also pulled through with her son, they looked amazing. I loved what Laura was wearing, although Toyin's confession now describing how Tanya was, Laura was suffocating her husband's boobies, guys. That was quite hilarious, but hey, we know that it wasn't coming from a bad place, but that was quite hilarious. And yeah, Tanya. So Tanya pulled through, and already she was very judgmental about the venue and the decor. According to her, oh, she's glad that she's wearing green because she doesn't want to mix up with the decor and all whatnot. Now, I get what she's saying, because hey, guys, if I were to attend an event, me too, I don't want to show up looking like the decor, right? But then the way she had said it, I don't know. It felt like she came expecting a fail, because she even said it, that, oh, she did not want the previous Botox party, you know, she didn't want it to look like the previous Botox party. So it was quite obvious that she already came expecting the worst. So when she did not see the worst, she had to look for something to judge, which was the decor. And I felt like, come on, this is someone's birthday. You do not have to start nitpicking and looking for something to blame. It doesn't really make sense. Anyways, there was Laura so excited that it was her friend's birthday. And Faith was there, but then she had to make an entrance, just like every other person's birthday. And so she made an entrance, but then we heard from Tanya later that Laura was upset that she had been there for over 30 hours. She had been there since 8 p.m. And when Faith had come in, Faith had not come and say hi to them. You know, Faith was just busy doing her own thing. Now, I totally understand where they were coming from. But ladies and gentlemen, what we were shown was that the MC was anchoring the event and Faith was at the center of it all. They were playing a game or something. And frankly speaking, I was kind of expecting or maybe hoping that Laura would go say, you know, hug Faith and let her know that she was leaving. But then Laura had gotten upset and left. And I'm like, okay, is this the old Laura that we're seeing again? Because guys, don't get me wrong. I completely understand where Laura is coming from. I mean, personally, I wouldn't want to attend an event and the host, you know, we waved at each other from afar and then the host did not come to me. If I see that the host is busy or is at the center of the attention of everything, I think I would try to make a move to speak to the host. But if it becomes a situation that is impossible and I have to leave, I will leave. But then if I and the host were close, I would try to make up a conversation about it much later. You know, because the way Tanya said it in a confessional, it was like Laura was really upset. And I was wondering, like, but Laura, you say you know Faith. You say you understand Faith. What is the reason for your upset? Like, why are you taking it really personal, guys? I don't know, maybe I see things differently, but guys, I would love to know what you think about that situation. Now, Faith, on the other hand, explained during her confessionals that her friends already know that she does not always have to be glued to them, you know, for them to know that she really loves and cares about them, you know, which still makes me wonder why Laura got upset like that. Because guys, the way Tanya described Laura's reaction, right, it felt like they had sort of had a conversation about it before Laura angrily left, right? But Laura during a confessional was like, it's fine. I'm like, nah, Laura, at this point, it feels like you're actually pretending about how you really feel. Because if you're really upset, then just say it. I mean, Laura, we know that you're trying to be a better person. We know that you are really trying to ignore a lot of things. But if you don't like a situation, say you don't like it. I mean, there are ways to really express how you feel about something other than not being true to yourself. Because guys, the emotions were kind of, you know, conflicting, right? And I really do hope that maybe on the next episode, Faith and Laura do have a conversation about it and let's know how Laura really feels. Because I feel like she was really upset, but then she wasn't really forthcoming with her true sentiment during her confession. Probably she doesn't want to offend Faith or anybody else. Now, fast forward to the two Cinderella movie sisters who arrived looking all mean and bitter. And yes, I am referring to Chioma and Iyabo. Guys, these two people arrived 5 minutes before the party ended. Like, they literally arrived very late. And listening to Iyabo's confessional, you know, guys, I don't know. It was just, what's the best way to describe it now? I don't know, guys.
We are sure here, party's about to end, you. We got here very late. Well, it's not intentionally. I wanted to get there early, but a lot of obstacles happened. And you know, my Chioma, she takes her time to dress as the queen of latecomer herself. So, nothing special about her birthday.
It was irritating, yeah. Let me just say how I felt. I felt irritated because she, of course, was putting the blame on Chioma. She said, oh, the reason they had been late, they had come late was because of Chioma. You know, Chioma is always spending a lot of time dressing. I'm like, last season, Iyabo, this was a problem to you as well. But now, because you and Chioma are friends, you're making it look like it doesn't matter. Okay, fine, all well and good. But then the part where she now said it's not like there's anything special about Faith's party, guys. That was the part that really irritated me. Because when it was Iyabo's daughter's birthday party last season, and Laura had arrived, I think, late and had left almost immediately, Iyabo carried that grudge till this season. That is how many years later? I think over a year later. She carried that grudge till this new season. So now she is coming to somebody else's daughter's birthday. And she has the audacity to open her mouth and say that, oh, it's not like there's anything special about the party. And I'm like, oh, wow. Iyabo, you really need to get a big mirror at this point and look at yourself, you know, inside that mirror and tell yourself, Iyabo, I am a hypocrite. Because that's what you're giving this season. That's it. That's what Iyabo is giving this season. And then Chioma, of course, came in, you know, with this look of disdain, this condescending look. And she was already, you know, describing the party decor. She was equally giving this look of, you know, she wasn't impressed. You know, the party was giving the sex dungeon vibes. And I'm like, Chioma, have you seen yourself when you wear red and black? Do you know how you look? See, guys, I'm trying not to take this thing too personal because listening to the way these women describe things, it sometimes, guys, it turns me off. Like, it's a turn off. It's a turn off. It's a huge turn off. But I didn't expect anything less because I knew that they came prepared to be disappointed. They came prepared to be unimpressed. They came prepared to, you know, tag the whole event a failure, a flop. And no matter what happened, no matter how everybody was vibing, everybody was having fun, they still ended up rating everything to be a failure, to be a flop. Because Iyabo was saying during a confessional that, oh, when it comes to parties and whatever, Faith should just leave it, you know, because nothing was given. And I'm like, Iyabo, really? Really? Anyways, guys, the whole thing was just really annoying. And you see, there was a video circulating, I think it was a Snap story or Insta story, showing that Faith had actually gone to say hello to the women. She'd actually gone to socialize with them. So I was now wondering, like, okay, did this happen before Tanya make that statement or what? Because, guys, the way Tanya was looking at Toyin that was dancing with Faith, because Toyin was the only person that was celebrating with Faith. She was dancing with her, she was spraying her money, she was hyping her, and Faith was so happy, she was dancing, she was having fun. Tanya was sitting, you know, like furiously typing on her phone, and she was sending dagger looks to both of them. I'm like, gosh, this reeks of so much bitterness. It reeks of so much anger. Like, girl, if you don't want to be there, leave. She said because she came late. And I'm even glad that Tanya actually admitted that she came late. She said, oh, because she came late, she did not want to make it look like she came late and then she was leaving. I'm like, why are you stressing yourself? If you don't want to be there, don't be there. What's all this negative energy? And guys, you know what was really funny as well? It was how Iyabo and Chioma, they were busy rushing the food. And Chioma was forming, the good meat is too strong. It's too strong. Like, guys, they were literally criticizing everything. The core food, everything, the vibe, ambiance, they were criticizing everything. And whilst the two evil sisters, guys, I'm sorry, but I just had to say that. While the two evil sisters were busy eating Faith's food at Faith's party, they completely ignored Tanya. That one was busy pressing her phone. Guys, it goes back to what I said at the start of analyzing Faith's birthday party. You know, I'm like, why would you spend money, resources, time, energy to prepare, look good? Because, guys, you know, going for Lagos parties, it's not cheap. You are paying for hair. If you don't have hair you want to use already, you're buying new hair. You're paying for stylist. You're paying for makeup artist. You're paying for everything, right? You're paying for bodyguard. You're paying for everything. You spend your fuel. And you go all the way to the venue. Why would you waste your time, energy, resources? Go there. Go and waste your time looking miserable. And then now come and be vexing. For what? And you see, even when Faith was about to cut her birthday cake, these women did not even join her there. It was only Toyin and Toyin's son that joined her. Guys, wow, this beef is a strong beef. Mariam, of course, did not show up. She was busy having fun in her house, you know, with her client. So of course, she knows that she actually offended Faith. So she wasn't invited and she did not go. And I'm like, yes, don't even show up. Dr. Romel was on there. I'm like, oh, well, a good riddance. We don't even want your drama at this point, you know. But guys, I just felt like Tanya saying as well that, they were sitting and waiting for, what's her name, Faith to come and join them so that they would chit chat and then they would hype her. I'm like, Tanya, that is so low of you to even think. So if you go for someone like Iyabo, you go for Iyabo's event, you expect Iyabo to come and sit down and you'll be hyping her there. Usually when people go for parties like this, you go and hype the celebrant. The celebrant is on the dance floor. Celebrant is dancing. Why not go and hype the celebrant? Celebrate with the celebrant, which was exactly what Toyin was doing. So Tanya using that as an excuse, saying that, oh, they were waiting for Faith to come and sit down. I'm like, Tanya, grow up. Grow up. That is so childish of you. Once again, just as Toyin had done before, you know, talking about how she liked Faith, how she understood Faith, and Faith had not done anything wrong, you know, to her, so she doesn't, you know, see any reason to give her a negative energy. She has said it before, she said it again on this episode. She said she understands that if Faith is, you know, being a bit hard, right, it's just her being defensive, guys. Toyin said all of that, and I really appreciated her for saying all of that, because it goes to show that she has equally taken her own time, you know, to understand, to study Faith and to understand her. But overall, guys, I just felt like these women, they're really childish, and they really, you know, portrayed themselves to be very unreasonable. Very unreasonable. And he said the highlight for me was the fact that Faith did not really notice all of their toxicity because she was busy celebrating her age. She was busy having fun. And guys, that is how it should be. So, ladies and gentlemen, I said all I have to say about this episode. Go ahead, let me know your thoughts about it all in the comment section below. And I look forward to seeing all of you on another episode of Frankly Speaking with the Real Ikeji. Thanks for watching and have an amazing day. Bye.